Everybody, Ramadan Mubarak. I hope that you're well. I'm just going to talk you through an example of an advantages and disadvantages essay. Tomorrow you have an exam, an assessment, so this should give you some idea of the structure of the advantages and disadvantages essay and how we link our ideas within the paragraphs. Okay, I'm not going to read it to you. You can read it yourself, okay, and have a look through. But what I am going to show you is just a color-coded version of this essay. Okay, so here we've got the question: space exploration costs taxpayers a large amount of money each year. What are the advantages and disadvantages of spending money on space? So here you can see first sentence is the background. Okay, gives you an idea of the topic, introduces the topic. We've got the rephrasing of the question. So all the information that you see here in the question pretty much is included in the rephrase. And then the thesis statement. So here I've said in favour and against spending on space exploration. You can say advantages and disadvantages, the arguments in favour of it and against. That's fine. Okay, so it's pretty much the same introduction as with all the other type of essays. Okay, here we can see my first main body paragraph. And, we talk about topic sentences. Here it's more of a topic phrase. So you can tell one of the main disadvantages, the moment I put this in, the rest of the paragraph will talk about the disadvantages. And here's the first point, that it's a luxury, and some examples that back that up. So environmental destruction, disease, and poverty. And I have my second disadvantage. Again, I've not put, and the second disadvantage is, I've used different vocabulary, that's fine. And here we've got an explanation of the second disadvantage. So fairly straightforward. Moving on, we've got the third paragraph, which is the second body paragraph, and this deals with the arguments, the advantages of spending on space travel. And you can see my topic sentence is really short here. It's just a phrase. By putting this alternatively, or another word you could use, conversely, or basically by saying this, you're showing that you're going on a different path. And here I have my first advantage point and some examples to identify that point. And I've also included a second advantage. As you can see, there's no real example here. Maybe you can think of an example to put. Okay, it's up to you. But I think, it's okay as a second main body paragraph. As you can see, I started with the disadvantages first, and then I started to write about the arguments in favour, the advantages. Now I've done that for one particular reason. The last body paragraph that you read is the one that stays in your mind the most. It's the one that you remember the most. So I agree more with the advantages. Because I agree more with the advantages, I've put them towards the end of the paragraph. The end of the essay. Okay. Just look at the conclusion. So here we've got a link to the question. In conclusion, space exploration is expensive. Okay, so that's the main topic. We're discussing the advantages and disadvantages of that. So straight away, in my conclusion, I put a link to the question. I have a summary of the disadvantages, a summary of the advantages, and I finished with my recommendation. So as you can see, I'm more in favour. I've taken a position in the end, and I've said I'm more in favour of the advantages of spending money on space travel. Okay, I'll send these through with the video to the WhatsApp group, and let me know if you have any questions. I think you're fairly comfortable with this, and it's fairly straightforward. Okay.